Welcome back to Intro to Religion 1030. We're going over Tim Bain's book, Philosophy of Religion, a very short introduction. And in this video, we are going over the questions for Exam 1, Part B, number 4. Do you think the Hindu concept of lila, which means play, is an appealing explanation for why God created the universe? Why or why not? So the question is, why did God create the universe? Assuming that there's a God, why would God create the universe? So this is on page 16, and here's what Tim Bain says. A final question regarding God's creative activity concerns God's reason for creating the world. This is the why of creation. So skipping down a little bit, did God create the world in order to meet some need or to satisfy some desire? So this is the philosophical question. If God's a perfect being, and so we're discussing perfect being theology, that the definition of God is the most perfect being, which St. Anselm said that God is that of which nothing superior can be imagined, or than which nothing greater can be conceived, on page 9. That was St. Anselm, who lived from 1033 to 1109. This whole idea of God as the perfect being. God is that which you cannot consider or imagine anything being better. So if God is perfect in every way, God should be perfectly self-satisfied. But then what's the motivation for creating the universe? So one of the options is lila. So on page 16. One of the most interesting responses to this question is to be found in the Hindu tradition, and it's that God created the universe as an act of play. So Ramanuja, the 12th century philosopher, suggests that Brahma's creative activity might be likened to the activity of a king who engages in a game for no other reason than to amuse himself. So non-purposive, spontaneous, simply for amusement. Although while reading that, it seemed to me, okay, but that's still a purpose. God wanted to amuse himself. So it would imply that if God creates the universe, it indicates God is not self-sufficient. Even if God created the universe just to have fun. Well, wasn't God having fun enough just being the perfect being? So at any rate, there's no correct answer to these questions. It's just when you're answering whatever your opinion is, supported in the text, so that I know you read the book, and then you'll get full credit. This whole idea, of an introduction to the philosophy of religion. So it's just introducing you to the basic ideas. I'm not expecting anybody to invent new theological or philosophical principles, but as long as you know the basic philosophical questions that are being approached in the book, then you'll do fine in the exams.